What's up, everyone? Hope everybody out there is off to a great day. And I'm going to tell you, it is a great day. The NASCAR trial is over. A settlement agreement reached right here today. And man, this is so good to hear. So many reasons. And we'll talk about that here today. It's a very impromptu episode. I had an episode planned, but this wasn't it. But we're going to talk about this stuff right here. And man, I'm going to tell you, it's so good to see the parties from both sides standing on the courthouse steps out here in Charlotte. Smiles around as they're talking to the media and the public.
Competitors, obviously, we're trying to get as much done in each other's favor, but I think, collectively, and I don't think Jim was any opposite of me, was the fans has always been the best, solution to this whole process and to the sport itself. The only way that, and I've said this from day one, the only way this sport is going to grow is we have to find some synergy between the two entities, and I think we've gotten to that point. Unfortunately, it took 16 months to get here, but I think, level heads has got us to this point to where we can actually work together and grow this sport. I'm very proud about that, and I think Jim feels the same.
Jim? And saying that they're going to come together, the sign of unity moving forward, that each side is going to work harder to grow the sport and the synergy that's going to take place in the future. And I love this right here because I think this is a big win for both sides in so many aspects. And Denny Hamlin, he did a little brief interview and said, he was happy with the outcome and everything else. They're not giving away the details right now on things. These are things that I know we're going to be seeing some of. Not sure how much of this will be privileged to as it goes on, but I think a lot of this we're going to be seeing on the racetrack as well as off the racetrack. But I want to say this much right here. One of the biggest reasons to be so happy about this was because we were this close to a group of people who self-proclaimed don't know nothing about NASCAR. They were on this jury who were going to make a decision about the future of the sport. And that was very upsetting to me. And also with Judge Bell, because he was going to make some final decisions and everything with the remedies from whatever the jury would decide in this case right here. And to me, to have a series that's been around for as long as NASCAR has, all the people that have been invested in the sport, from sponsors to owners to the France family to anybody who's ever been a part of this, including fans, to have a jury of 9 people and a judge who are not race fans dictate the future of the sport was kind of unsettling for me. So I'm glad to see all that. And I'm going to tell you, I'm also glad you look at all this mess. I had over 40-some pages handwritten front and back because I'm old school like that to cover this trial. And I don't have to do it no more. In case you didn't hear that, I don't have to do it no more. That's great. But anyways, I also want to say this. I know throughout my episodes here, it's looked a lot like I was siding more with the teams than anything else. And honestly, that's because I was. And nothing against NASCAR because I love the sport. I love NASCAR. I love racing, period. I've been a fan of NASCAR. I've been involved in NASCAR, various aspects for years, decades. And I really cherish the sport. And I don't know. To me, it's just an honor to ever be involved in any aspect with a series like NASCAR. And, I was just afraid of its future, what was going to happen. So I did side a lot with the things that were coming out because there was a lot of things that I wasn't cool with. I didn't like it because I think it was very detrimental to the future of not only NASCAR, but obviously other series. And when you've been involved in racing for so long, you've seen how teamwork builds things way more than somebody being selfish. But I also understand the France is part of this whole deal right here as well, because they're saying, we built this. This is our business. Anybody is going to want to protect their business, obviously. But in some cases, we see it. Warner Brothers just sold, and this is a production company that's been a part of things for so long, and so many other people partner up and come on, and it just builds it. It makes it better. So this is a great deal. This is honestly a great deal. And that's why I was kind of more one-sided, because I was afraid NASCAR was just going to kill itself by trying to be selfish and paint this picture of that they weren't being anti-competitive when it was obvious that you kind of were. So, but anyways, I want to move over to this other aspect right here, because one of the other things that I was worried about was sponsorship in so many ways with the things that were coming out, because you got sponsors that are involved with this right here that are watching. The world's watching. Two sides that are involved in this right here. We're supposed to be working together, but they're fighting like hell. But yet they're going to be working together next year. So it's kind of odd to somebody from the outside to see this. And when you look at sponsors, why the hell would they want to put their money into something that just looks confrontational? And then as records come out where race teams are not making money and everything, why would you want to invest in something that's not making money? I mean, that was just bad. That would be bad business in so many ways. And then you got Richard Childress, who took the stand. I think the NASCAR attorneys were looking at opening up his non-disclosure agreements and everything else to make a point for themselves. But I think in the end, this hurt NASCAR because it went on to show that here's Richard Childress, the guy who's been involved in NASCAR for over 5 decades, and he's got to take in outside investments to help keep his race team going. And letters from Rick Hendrick, 2 championships over the last 5 years, still lost $20 million. So again, how does this look to sponsors with things like this? And this is where this guy comes in, Johnny Morris, Bass Pro Shops, because he wrote a letter and put it out there publicly, basically, that said of his displeasure with the current situation of NASCAR right now, with everything going on, how it's making the sport look. And this is a guy who invests a ton of money in NASCAR. I mean, he sponsors NASCAR races, the races themselves. He sponsors race cars across various series. And he's not loyal to one manufacturer, any brand. He will put his name on a Toyota, a Chevrolet, a Ford. It don't matter. If he likes the deal, he's going to put his name on there. So he's been very active and very much a part of NASCAR. Going back to putting the Bass Pro Shops on the side of, or on the hood, actually, too, of Dale Earnhardt's car almost 30 years ago. So a big part of the sport. And but he's mad. He's mad about this, the way everything's being made to look, especially Steve Phelps' comments towards Richard Childress. That's what this letter was about, because he was saying, Steve Phelps has called him a dinosaur, called him, saying he wasn't smart, called him an ass clown, saying that everything that he owns, he owes to NASCAR, which has been proven differently because Richard Childress owns vineyards and ECR engines and his chassis shop and everything like that. So, but just things that really upset and outraged. That's the term he used, was outraged, Johnny Morris. And Johnny Morris went on to say in this letter right here that people that he deals with, his dealers, people that come in as partners and everything else with his business activities, customers, they're outraged at what NASCAR has done and what NASCAR Steve Phelps has said about Richard Childress. And he went on to tell the world that, hey, man, you got to pay attention because I have a company that has over, 60 million hunters and fishermen that deal with this guy, with his company, and also over 180 million outdoor enthusiasts, not even hunters, just people that like to go camping, canoeing, like do stuff like that do business with him. So he is a very valuable asset to NASCAR right now. And I think this paints a picture of sponsors don't like this. And this was very detrimental to the sport to have this trial happen like this. But he did go on to say that he respects the France family and all that they've done with building the series throughout the years, and also their patriotism. Because let's face it, there's a lot of patriotism in NASCAR. Everything from the national anthem to prayers to our military being a part of so many races throughout the year. So just great things that they do that Johnny Morris respects, and I think so many of us do as well. And again, man, this is just what's made this so hard, is to see something that, for me personally, that I love so much and have been a part of for so long, to see it's almost like watching your parents fight or something like that, because in the end, nothing good's going to come of it. Something bad's going to happen, and which my parents didn't fight, so I can't say that, but I've been in the movies a long time, so I played that parent. But anyways, man, like I say, glad it's over. Want your comments on everything right here. And I'm glad NASCAR people in decision-making positions made the decisions. Not a group of people sitting there listening to 2 weeks of testimony. So it's a win for all of us. Even though people say, I don't watch NASCAR. I'm not a fan of NASCAR no more. Yeah, you are. You just don't want to admit it. But anyways, now we can get back to racing. Got a lot of stuff coming. Did not plan on covering this trial, but damn it, it sucked me in. But I'm done with it. And hope you all have a great day. Doing more episodes. we'll catch up with what's going on without this, what the outcome of this agreement is. But yeah, man, I'm checking out for now. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you at Checkered Flag.